Hey mate, welcome to XAML Forms video tutorial by .NET Tricks. I'm your trainer Harikrishnan. You can follow me on Twitter. My ID is cn_Harikrishnan. In this session, we are going to talk about the XAML Forms XAML basics. Let's jump into the video. Introduction to XAML. XAML is basically a declarative markup language based on XAML. It stands for Extensible Application Markup Language, which is an XML based language created by Microsoft. That acts as an alternative to programming code for instantiating and initializing objects and organizing those objects in the parent-child hierarchy. So important things to be noted down in XAML is they are case sensitive and strongly typed markup languages. The most important benefit of XAML from XAML is they separates the presentation layer and the business logic. And one thing to be noted is XAML has been adapted to several technologies within the .NET framework like WPF, Silverlight and UWP. How XAML Forms XAML works. So XAML is XAML is a declarative language in the sense it defines the what and how you want to do. So XAML processor is something which is responsible for the how part to find out. So this figure will illustrate the following actions. The XAML file is interpreted by the platform specific XAML processor. The XAML processor then transforms the XAML to the internal code, which is the code that describes the UI elements. The internal code and the C# code are then linked together through partial classes, and then they are compiled using the .NET compiler to build the app. So this is typically how the XAML works. So what are the advantages of XAML? So as you could see that XAML is short and it is very clear and it can be written easily, which could be understandable by anyone who sees it. The most important advantage of XAML is it is easy for UI to be developed and it segregates the UI and the business logic separately. So it allows developer to work parallelly. So let's understand this in detail. As I said, XAML is easier to maintain and modify than equivalent code which is written in the C#. So let's have a look at how a label is created and it is added into stack layout here. So as I said, it is an XML syntax, something very similar to how we write XML code, and there is a stack layout inside which a label is created in the XAML. The properties of the label can be set accordingly as mentioned here. So if we have a look at the same code in C#, so it obviously has more number of lines when compared to the XAML. And when XAML and C# both has their advantages and disadvantages. XAML has no loops, no flow control, no algebraic calculation syntaxes, and event handlers can be handled by XAML. So the code will help you do all these things. So if you look at here and compare it with the XAML code, you could see that you have to instantiate every instances and you have to write additional codes to add those objects which is created for label inside as a children to the stack layout. So however, since we maintain the parent tree hierarchy inside the XAML, we don't have to explicitly mention about it and that will be passed automatically. So let's understand what is XAML compilation and how it works in XAML forms. XAML can be optionally compiled directly into intermediate language with the XAML compiler, which is also called as XAML-C. So how it works is XAML compilation offers a number of benefits. It performs compile time checking of XAML, notifying the users of any errors. Usually how XAML works is it will convert the code and turn into an IL in the runtime. However, if you enable XAML, it does things in the compile time and lets you identify the errors. It also removes some of the load and instantiation time for XAML elements and help you reduce the file size of the final assembly, so which no longer includes the XAML files. And one important thing to be noted is XAML compilation is by default disabled in the framework. It can be enabled on the class level as well as in the assembly level. It is also possible to skip XAML compilation for a particular page or assembly. So as I said, XAML can be compiled directly into IL code using the XAML compiler and performs the testing in the compile time. So XAML-C reports the errors at the compile time rather than letting you throwing errors at the runtime. One important thing to be noted down is compile option does not work with the resource dictionary. So this is the syntax which is used to enable XAML compilation at the assembly level. All you have to do is write this piece of code, which is assembly XAML compilation of XAML compilation options.compile. So this will enable the XAML compilation for the entire assembly. As I said before, it can be set for the entire assembly or for a single class. So setting XAML compilation at the class level is also very similar. However, you will not be mentioning the assembly colon. You will simply enable the XAML compilation options for the class on top of the class. So a content page is the root element for the XAML, that is for a page. So it is the opening object of any program that we do in XAML forms. So XMLNS is nothing but the default XAML namespace. So that includes everything that is required to be done inside a XAML forms XAML page. The X:Colon class is the partial class declaration that connects your markup language to the code behind, which is informing which class the code belongs to for your XAML for the parsing to happen. So that's all about the XAML forms XAML basics, and let's get to know about this in detail in the demo part. Hey mate, welcome to XAML forms video tutorial by .NET Tricks. I'm your trainer Hari Krishnan. In this session, we are going to see about the demo for XAML basics. So without wasting much time, let's jump into the Visual Studio to write some code in XAML. Let me open the Visual Studio, create a new project, and select the mobile app XAML forms under the mobile. Click on the next and let the name of my app be XAML basics. Let me create the application. So all I need is a simple blank app, and that's it. Let's create the application. Alright, so our demo for XAML basics is created. So let's open the main page and start writing code in XAML. So XAML is basically a simple markup language based on XML. XAML is basically a simple and declarative markup language which is based on XML. And one thing to be noted in XAML is it is case sensitive, and the advantages is it separates the UI and the business logics. So this is very handy for developing the UI. So let's first try and do a simple logic, which is let's try and create a login page. So let my center, so let me have this padding to be 40. So let me create an entry which is username, and let's have a placeholder as enter username, and horizontal options to fill in whatever space is available, and let the next entry be password. Same ways. So when you talk about password, it has to be protected. So let's mention that it is a password. So what else we need is a button that should display some text like login or submit, and corner radius is 5. Alright, so that's it. So we have created a simple login page. So how this XAML works is we have already talked about it. So to short it, XAML files are converted into a binary application markup language which will be embedded as a resource in the final DLL. So that's how it works. So let's see. So before running this demo, so there is one other important thing which we also need to know, which is XAML compilation. So this XAML compilation is something which is which will allow us to compile directly the XAML into the IL code. So with the help of the XAML compiler, so it performs the compile time checking. So by default, when you create a XAML forms application, it will have this XAML compilation enabled across the assembly level. So let me comment it out and first run this application so that we can understand. So when you look at this demo here, I have purposefully made a mistake in the spelling in the padding here, and I'm yet to create the instance here. Now only have created it, so let me not have this. So if you build on this, now the build will get succeeded because the XAML without XAML compilation will not find errors in the compile time. So this XAML compilation will help us identify things in the compile time. So this can be enabled in the assembly level as well as in the class level. So let me go and enable it again and then build this. Now you can see that there are two errors. One is padding, which is popped out, so I have corrected it. And then next, let's again build this. Now you could see that event handler button click does not add, so it throws. Now when you create it and build this, it will get succeeded. So this is how XAML compilation helps us improve, clear our typo mistakes and compile mistakes in the XAML. So this can be enabled in the class level as well. So instead of doing it for an assembly, if you want XAML to be done specifically for certain class alone, all you have to do is at the top of the page, you have to enter this XAML compilation. So which will be under the namespace xaml-informs.xaml. So in the XAML compilation, you will have the XAML compilation options, which can be set to compile or skip. Setting it to skip will skip this for this particular page. Say for example, if you want to skip this page alone to be compiled in the runtime, then you can set it skip and set the assembly level to be true. This can be set anywhere. You can set this on top of the namespace here as well, so it will start working. So this is how you have to get this XAML compilation working. So we have let's run this demo and see how our login page comes. Alright, so here we have a simple login page that has been created. So you could see that we have not explicitly mentioned any children's here. It's just 3 lines of code. We have 3 to 4 lines of code we have written to create a XAML page, login page in XAML. So let's recreate the same page in the C# and find the difference and see how easy it is to code in XAML. So let's get this done. For that, I need to create a class. So let me create a class and name it as main page C#. So this is pretty much going to be my content page. So let me derive it from content page, which will be in the XAML forms. So also let me set the main page of the application as main page C# instead of main page. Alright, so let's start writing the code, which is exactly equivalent to the code which we have written here. So at first I need a stack layout. So let's create a stack layout and let's name it as main layout, and we need 2 options. One is vertical options, which has to be layout options center and expand, and then the next one is padding, which is of type thickness. So we need to create a new value of thickness 20, 20 can give uniform sizes, left and like horizontal and vertical sizes, and also there are options to give all the 4 sizes as well. So inside the stack layout, we need to create 3 views, 2 entries and a button. So first let's create an entry, username as new entry, and that should have a placeholder as enter username, and horizontal options, which is layout options dot fill and expand. So let's use the same instance and rename this to be password, and this has to be enter password, and you need one other property, which is password to be set as true. So we have created 3 entries, it's like 2 entries, and then last one is button. So we need to create a button which is submit button. So the text has to be submit and corner radius of 5. The clicked event is not a property, it's an event, so it has to be accessed outside this. So clicked so we have created an event. All right, so this is exactly similar to what we have in XAML. There are a few additional things that we have to explicitly mention, that these are the children. The stack layout has 3 children, username, password, and submit button. And we also have to explicitly mention that the content for this page is nothing but the stack layout, which we had created in the name of main layout. So now running this will have the same outcome as we had done in the XAML. So it has the same view. So now you could see that easily on comparing that with the XAML and C# code. So the C# code is a bit lengthy, and for a small requirement like a login page, it has more number of lines, and also the readability of the code when compared to the XAML is not that great. So when you look at the code in XAML, it is easily understandable and the view hierarchy is simple and neat. So that's how the XAML helps us to develop the UI much faster and better. So I hope you find this session helpful. Thank you.